terms of not necessarily IGLing, but I know he does have a very vocal input into this team and also fragging additionally on top of that. If he comes through and posts up a performance here, he deserves a lot of praise, because coming back in like this, getting used to an environment that the other players have played 2 matches already in, that in itself isn't easy, especially when you're also carrying an illness. So yeah, here we go though. We're ready to get live.
We can get into it. Okay, Anubis on your screens, Apeks on the T side, Monte starting it off on CT, having a quick glance at the purchase as well. You do love to see it. 2 sets of dualies. Okay, so 4 pistols between SDY and Krasnal to open this one up.
Backing away though, it looked like Apeks wanted to pull the trigger and hit that A site as fast as possible, but they're going to be going through the canals instead, up onto Dark. Looking to connect their way onto the B side. 2 players outside of main as well. So it looks like it's going to be a B crunch here, Jackie. Smoke, or a decoy, pardon me, into a flash onto the site, and they're going to try and explode in here. They're slowing down the pace, but there's no one home anyway.
Ooh, nawwk. Okay, that's a nice connection. Straight to the cranium. Doesn't want to allow SDY to play the game, even though he's back in the building. And they fight for control of Connector, peeking back down towards the canals and holding back the oncoming retake. A retake that isn't going to exist at all. This could be quite a clean pistol round from Apeks. A bit of a battle back as Stiko is slain. But overall, the grand scheme of the round, well, that's firmly taken by Apeks.
Yeah, nawwk's P250 headshot converted briskly into that 1-0. And now Monte, many CT sides will go in for a full-on investment here in terms of those MP9s up close. Probably can't really justify too many of those, so it's going to be more pistols. And the scout has been dropped across the Warrope. Definitely a player to watch out for on this squad as well, especially Anubis. He can post up some serious digits once he has the AWP in his hands.
But this very RMR as well, Warro's been showing up. And you want that. He kind of is one of those characters that can burn very brightly for Monte. He's always been sick on a scout as well. Some players have the magic touch with this weapon, and he's one of them. He's waiting for the push to come on in. The warning shot goes out, it baits them up close. This is where SDY will swing. Lights up one. They've got some tags out. Low on CacaNito, but no joy as the nade blows him off.
Allows a bit of safe passage, but Bro connecting the deagle onto jkaem, and Demk also going in for one of his own. Suddenly it spins into a very awkward position. CacaNito on just 9 HP is trying to fend off and be the shield for Stiko's plant. Successful plant down. CacaNito with the spray for 1. Low HP bars on the CTs, but so the same for the Ts, and the deagle shots go awry, allowing Apeks to take a 2-0, but that's going to be a quick couple of moments, Jackie, to just compose themselves and have a sigh of relief, because that was so nearly in Monte's favor.
It was. It really was. You like the play, though, to swing together and make it uncomfortable. Obviously, you know you outnumber him, even with how low they are. If he doesn't hit the quick shots to clean up onto both players, you're so far away from each other, it just creates that delay with flicking the crosshair. So you should have been able to find the trade. They do better than that. Do close it down with both of them surviving. Good for CacaNito as well. If he has a great start into a game, he's one of those players that keeps elevating his level the more he feels like he's on. We were talking about his talent, and he can come alive. Obviously, into this round as well, you know you've got the added blessing of not much to work with for Monte. So he's just looking for a couple of freebies down towards the stack on the site.
A freebie he shall be gifted. There's a second one as well. jkaem just cleaning it up. CacaNito's got 2 of his own. Glock is pulled out for a 3K. And although CacaNito finds himself on 37, it's unlikely that SDY is going to get much out from a P2000. That's a clean looking skin though. Super clean. I don't think I've seen that one before.
P2000 silver, mate.
It is just the silver. Nice.
It used to look a lot worse in CSGO.
I was going to say,
massively buffed in CS2.
What those skins
pretty
did.
Nice. Yeah. It's any of the metals, you know? Anything you'd find at the local jewelry shop.
Well, unfortunately, it didn't yield any frags in return, and it's a quick 3-0. So Apeks, we know that they're a momentum-based team. We discussed this yesterday as well. If CacaNito sense really get off to a great start, things can spiral out of control for any adversary. It's also nawwk, though. It's a player we haven't really touched on too much. Obviously, he's going to be picking up the sniper rifle. was a bit overshadowed on day one, I think it's safe to say, but it's not as if he's been playing bad by any stretch of the imagination.
No, not at all. And with the pace that they've been bringing out as well, you might not need to see him don the scope for a fair few rounds, especially if they can keep the bonus alive going into this one. They've forced Monte into a bit of an uncomfortable spot already. They're playing for the retake, and on the choke points, ooh, it looked like it was going to quite quickly fall into an Apeks round, but Bro at least finds one head, so a manageable situation unless this man continues his domination.
Lots of damage onto Demka as well, as the drop from CacaNito has softened up the oncoming CTs. Crossfire in, nawwk gets two, looking for a third, sprays it down, locks into position from the Swede, and in doing so, Apeks, in their bonus round, get a 4-0 lead. And that is going to send shockwaves into Monte. They had to win that round, and the fact they just gave up the site that early on was inviting so much pressure to themselves.
Apeks playing with a lot of pace. They're taking what they want. They're not waiting around to ask questions. A celebration there as well. You can see the difference on either side of the table. Stiko, he was really switched in on that one. You could see the pressure of, oh, if we lose this 1v1, it could start to unravel. Instead, though, it's a great start. You've got 4 opening rounds to play with. SDY trying his luck towards middle with the MP9, but no success for the SMG.
Confidence that Apeks are playing off right now in terms of their spawn-based maneuvers up through middle pushes, down into the canals as well. It's so seamless, it's so fast. It feels like this is a team that has the utmost confidence in their own abilities. There's no second guessing. There's no paralysis by trying to overthink things. They have an idea and they're carrying it through with it. And Monte, off the back of going in for almost full MP9s with one deagle alongside it, losing SDY in mid, they're on the back foot again, and you only have one smoke between the 4 of them.
Getting those opening picks towards mid just give you so much more map control to work with. It might not matter though, as it's the push on the extremity we needed to worry about. And nawwk, ready for the entries. Almost getting himself free, but Krasnal replies, oh, wide swing with a tag onto the back line. He's softened them up, but it's just Bro. It's a 1 versus 4. About 40 seconds left on the timer. He's getting himself into a good angle at least.
That's the problem though, isn't it? When you're in that kind of an angle and you know that your back is exposed, there was actually a player coming around from the backside as well, going to be getting into cams in a few moments. He had to press forward, and that off angle is always one that's going to get checked when you have multiple players left and tons of time on the clock. It's one of the reasons why we say when teams execute with like 5-10 seconds left, those are the kind of angles that go unchecked. They can be powerful, but when you've got tons of time and you have multiple players, of course that's going to get checked, and there's nothing the MP9 can really do in that scenario. But it all kicked off with jkaem, just straight through mid, gets his pick, nawwk, nice double, and everything fell into place nicely. I mean, this is an Apeks team looking like they are very well oiled indeed. They're coming into the RMR seemingly like they're hitting a peak.
Yeah, the 5 fingers on one hand at the minute. And these are the rounds where nawwk is actually able to don the AWP as well. He takes the peek, pre-scopes, there's no audio cue, he gets a clear line of sight. No connection, but information is gathered. CacaNito towards connector. He's been a real bane into this game already. He must be so annoying to play against with how he's just been finding those picks and keeping them trapped on the bomb site.
I think it's where that intelligence and that cerebral element of him that you were discussing before really comes up. Is he has a very good understanding of positioning and also rotation timings. We've already seen him take confrontations in mid, then drop down into the canals and nearly get a second frag as well. It's very difficult to really telegraph or try and figure out if you're on the side of the CTs. And Anubis is already a map that you feel super uncomfortable on the CT side. There's a reason why a lot of T-halves get out of control quick. A lot of pushing and flowing and probing that you're having to deal with. That's not a great smoke from jkaem. HE is going to slightly blast that to the side, however, and they're going to try and get down cams.
Monte know that a lot of mid control has been taken for free into these rounds, so they're instead playing on the further back angles, looking to support each other when the push comes in. But jkaem with a snapshot straight to the face. The issue is those were the 2 players set to defend towards the A site. It's the backup from B that now has to arrive. Mid's open for nawwk, and he's finding the freebies. Down to just 2, and it keeps getting worse.
Yeah, this is looking pretty grim, isn't it? A freebie kill for Krasnal. Wants to wait to see if a second player shows himself. He does have a kit, actually. Is he going to try and go onto the site and ninja defuse? Oh,
no.
Oh, hold up. Stiko. This is what we're talking about, man, where many players would just leave. Stiko sticks in here, and he should be able to deny this one. Yeah, there's no way. Krasnal may get the frag. I don't think he's got the time for this one. It's going to be very close, but there's the extra shutdown from nawwk. Nice try, Krasnal. Honestly, a lot of players would have just taken the kills that were afforded to them, and they'd have just pieced out of there, try to save their M4. But again, this is where that experience really shines. Stiko going back and saying, hold on a second, guys. Let's just make sure there's no shenanigans going on here. And they found the snake in the grass.
Yeah, you've cleared beach, you've pushed your way around through temple, you're thinking, well, he's not mid. Where is he? Should we just check the site at that point? You hear the footstep. Damn. Really quite close as well. You weather the storm on that one, though. That would have been a hell of a round to get back into. Like you say, off the back of him just going, well, don't need the frag per se. Could go for the old cheeky play on the site.
Another issue is here as well here, Jackie. You know, we were touching coming into this game of like, oh, the players from Monte we need to watch out for. Waro2k,
yep.
a guy that can absolutely pop off. He's up there when he's on form as one of the better AWPers in the region, in all honesty. He's pulled off some crazy stuff in the past. He's not got any kills yet. He has been completely and utterly suppressed and silenced by Apeks. He's not had an opportunity to do anything.
I think it's as well just the money side, right? Because you also sat there where the one time we see him bring out a weapon that actually has a scope attached is the scout. Yeah, he got quite a few tags off, but even then you're relying on your teammate to just trade it once they're softened up with the pistols. If he had an AWP, it might be a bit of a different story. You could maybe rotate some of your assets off, allow him to sole defense towards A. Demka as well, he's had a big rating for this team over the course of the event so far. Just aren't in a position to do too much. CacaNito is always trying to abuse control of Connector. Krasnal does back up into the back right corner. Seems like he's got his number on this. He wanted to line up for the spam. He had an understanding exactly where he could be.
Yeah, you can see in action, CacaNito knows exactly what is going on. He just doesn't know the lineup of the smoke right now. The smoke's going to clear 3 players. Smoke put down, going to force them into an awkward position, but he gets caught, and Stiko wasn't quite in spot to help him out there. So a hit and run. They don't manage to get their hands on the AK, which is a bit of a downside for Monte. And again, jkaem cracks open mid, tons of damage onto Krasnal as 2 of them try to wide swing out of heaven. jkaem taking quite a bit of a peppering himself, though, so this is a bit of a scrappy round that maybe Monte can get some kind of a foothold into.
There's a timeline where they could convert this into an actual round, especially when Bro gets the flank off through camera. Oh, more headshots than a photographer on that one. And it is all down to nawwk. He's got to give up the round. Finally, they pull one off. And that's with what? MP9s and a 4-man setup towards the B site? Okay, Monte, here we go.
They're close in that last round from Krasnal. And this time he has got the full-on defuse. Yeah, a bit of an awkward, sort of laboured round of 1v1, weird wide swings. CacaNito was keeping 3 players busy, but there was no follow-up, and then jkaem gets caught, and then Stiko tries to make the most, and, you know, it's just not quite the protocols that Apeks will be hoping for. The thing is, though, up until that point, they've looked so efficient. I'm not sure we'll see them make that same mistake again. No,
they've been looking really good and playing with such pace as well, setting the overall speed of the game on that T side where it feels like they can just roam. Okay, Warrow's finally got the AWP though, and it's a nice early nade. You line it up for the back, you get that instant connection onto the stairs. Even if you don't know you've dealt damage, you've at least slowed down the push and stripped a bit of the HP. Quite a meaty one as well, Vince. 3 players being hit by that.
And that's the better part of 60 damage. From $300, well worth the investment on that. Softens up 3 players for that 1 tap from the M4A1S in the hands of Krasnal. Of course, they have the AKs alongside it and the AWP. But this is really where we need to see what Warrow has up his sleeve. We need to see what he's capable of doing. If this is a one and done and you get broken back down again, Apeks 7-1 lead is going to be absolutely brutal to come back from. CacaNito may have taken some damage, but he's brute forced his way into dark and forced away those CTs in the process. Who going for the peak? Molotov down, and there's the shot from Warrow.
Got his first, wanted a second. Can't quite connect onto it, but he's got the backup of Krasnal. And this spells a bit of a rough start for Apeks into the following round. Tense. Ooh, something was tingling. He spotted the player through the back of the smoke, does damage. Demko with the info as well. Onto Beaker now, peeking out, looking for the quick trade, but Stiko actually gets 2, bringing it down to a 1 versus 2 for this man himself, switching from AWP to AK.
Excuse me, Stiko, that second headshot was a little bit spicy. The Sumdai Young, he is here and he has arrived. The third kill and a second round on the side of Monte. That second flick from Stiko up onto the platforms, man. People say that he's just a thinking man's player. He doesn't have the mechanics. Well, he's shutting those naysayers down. It was ridiculous.
Made you think maybe there was a bit more to be done on that one, right? When he hits the follow-up frag. Okay, this is the first time we actually see Apeks kind of look a little bit more mortal as well, right? They have to take a pause for the first time. You get the coach involved, slow down the game, and don't let these mistakes continue. But great resilience there from Monte, at least. You had to find something to, you know, start that buffer, give yourself some kind of barricade on the CT side. If there was a couple more rounds, then we're asking the question of, at what point do you wake up? Now they're awake, you can build a little bit of money. They keep the AWP in circulation as well, so Warro can have that back in the next.
As highlighted on the replays, Warro with a couple of very nice kills. A wall bang and a shot through the smoke. Tons of impact. And the belief beginning to build. Applause from Krasnal to his teammates. Let's go, boys. We're still in this. And of course, we know that Anubis can be so heavily T-sided that they're absolutely still in this game. There's tons of rounds to be played just yet. jkaem, though, just walking out of main, does a lot of damage. That he's going to finish off. Bro, what? How did that not hit him? Opposite side of the wall, perhaps?
It's bounced off the lip. It didn't go deep enough to take Bro out of the round, so he's still fighting. And they get themselves inside of the smokes. They're making it uncomfortable for the T's. But ENCE lights up one like a Christmas tree. CacaNito comes in with a HE as well to blow away Krasnal. And what looked like they could have had some shenanigans here to defend the site. Now the pressure's mounting. Now it's all going wrong. Warro, he pushes up like a combat sniper. But no joy, no connection. No one wants to give him a freebie to let them back in.
But the war's over. He's going to have to call a retreat with that AWP. They know that this is far too hot to handle with all 5 of Apeks standing. And although they have some utility, it's like one of those very clumped up bottleneck angle retake sites. It's very, very tough to make this. Even if it was a 3v3, it would be hard, let alone 5 players still alive. I honestly thought that Apeks were about to get robbed of that round when Bro survived off that grenade, because it looked like he was dead to rights. I think it was jkaem that tagged him and then threw in the HE. But Monte's win streak comes to an abrupt end. It's just 2 strung together before Apeks finds success again. But with the saved 3 weapons, they'll be coming straight back in with another buy. They can still turn this half around. I think if they got like an 8-4 or a 7-5 scoreline, game is well and truly on.
It's still early, there's still room. You can see him favoring that control towards the site. They've known that CacaNito is good to, even if he's not finding the frags, just make it so uncomfortable for those players with how much space they have to give up for free. You can't fight down towards the canal. You can't even really control the connector for the most part, so it gives them a way in. And then if Warro's not there with the secondary AWP, you've got nawwk, right? He can pre-scope in, go for the contact peek. You've always got the backup of that sniper on the T side to get you those entries if need be. An unfortunate round to lose out, especially, I'm right there with you. When they got themselves into the smoke still alive, you're thinking, okay, there's room where you can really delay this for a while, make it uncomfortable for the T's. Buying time for the rotate didn't happen, no, Vince.
Is that a scorpion on nawwk's left arm there? Tattoo, I think it was.
It looks like it, yeah.
That lightning fast strike that you'd expect from an AWP, perhaps trying to channel that one. So we'll have to find if Monte have the anti-venom for this. So far, though, they've been hemorrhaging. They've been struggling. But they do have that buy that we were discussing before. And jkaem again, not for the first time, is like, yeah, don't worry, boys. I'm going to just rush straight down mid. Bypassing those Molotovs. Had a chance, but didn't quite capitalize.
You switch up the setup a little bit. You're having Warro just roam with the AWP so he can back up wherever they need the extra defense. SDY tries to play inside of the smoke, but map control is slowly but surely being claimed. ENCE, is he going to walk straight into the scope of Warro, though? He sees a little bit of the body on the peak, has to back off. Timing on it's going to be awkward. Dives around the corner and is still alive. That's the important fact. But ENCE, with a fadeaway shot, Demka tries to deny. Warro's getting tags, but the site itself is gone.
It is. They're playing for retake again and potential save again. It has to be so frustrating if you're Monte. You're getting those weapons, you're getting the utility, but then you just get barraged by straight-up rushes. There's nothing too crazy tactically about this Apeks T-side. They're playing off spawns and making the most of jkaem's aggression. And now they're going to be walking into the gauntlet. And the clothesline of AK sprays them down for 3 headshots. Apeks 8-4 in the lead, and Monte can't buy around at this point.
Can't get their hands on these for love nor money. Damn. Small moments there as well. A couple of intricacies that could have changed their fate. For SDY as well, you're going to be fuming, man. That fadeaway headshot through the box and the drop down. Sense hitting that one makes a world of difference. They've got so much energy as well, coming straight into it. That's what you need. Oof. You do look across, right? CT side, a little bit more limited. At least the utility's there for them. It could have been a lot worse than the buy. And the nades have been on point. Again, huge chunk of damage done on the setup. This time expecting the push from the players over towards carpets. You get that early tag out, but they are grouping up for what really could be a quick play out towards the site this time. Demka, he's got a Molotov and the M4, but the entire site is set ablaze.
It is, although they tried to put a Molotov down to delay the push, it wasn't quite on position. Slight gap in the smoke, and Demka makes the most of it, though. As nawwk is spiraling out of the round, they can hear the bomb being planted down in the hands of Stiko, and Sen's going to get aggressive again. He has so much success up in this heaven position, as the previous round showed with that kill he picked up. Once again, Monte have been brute forced, evicted out of the site. This is now Apeks territory, their domain. You have to walk into their lair, and it's fraught with threats. And some die young. He's decided it's not for him. He has to go back and save again, Jackie. And man, how many times have Monte just been bullied off the site? Have to go in for these saves. Apeks 9-2 in the lead.
Trailblazing on their T side.
Terrorists win.
And all of the pieces for Apeks that you need to show up are delivering at the minute. SDY. You'd hear them all coming, but time will tick on by. Saved by the bell, so at least he holds on to that one M4. How much is that really going to bail them out, though?
That's a really nice kill from Demka. Unfortunately, it's the only real highlight out of this round. The rest of it is just going to be the bloodshed really on the CT side. You can see that from their reactions, they're not happy, they're not comfortable. Woro's still really to get out of first gear. It's just been stuck there the entire time, has another scout available. They're going to go for a bit more aggression now down on Dark. Two players pushed it. Demka's hiding just outside of A main, can go in for that wide swing if he feels like it, but it feels as if Apeks have conditioned Monte to be scared. They feel like a team that is not playing to their own strengths, but more reacting to the strengths of Apeks, who are dictating the pace of every single one of these rounds.
You saw at least Monte in terms of the setup down towards the canals, fighting a bit more confidently to hold back CacaNito. It's a three-player setup towards the A main face as well. And SDY will at least get that opening pick. So you've taken down Stiko, but again, it's mid that's entirely open. They're bleeding their way through. jkaem's been so good at finding frags down through camera. Rips another head off. Demka trades it back. We're into a 3 versus 4, so there is an edge for Monte.
There is, they have to convert this. They have to get a 9-3 half here. There's ways forward if they do find success, but CacaNito's going to be going out first. Multiple players around here. First spray off. Does connect some shots on the second one. nawwk next up to the plate, but there we have it. Finally, a solid lockdown. It took 12 rounds, but we got there eventually. 9-3 the halftime score, however, and Apeks up. Oh.
Looking really good. Whole squad firing on all cylinders. But Monte getting that round, the tail end, at least one more under the belt. Now you kind of have to shake it off. Forget about what's happened in the first half. It's a best of one as well, so obviously in terms of the overall rounds you've got to play with, it's fairly limited, but a pistol round can still make a world of difference. And this is a team that, honestly, man, they're all pretty sick on pistols. They've always got that going for them, Vince.
Very true. They are a solid pistol outfit, but it doesn't feel to me that Monte have fully arrived into this game just yet, Jackie. I mean, honestly, in terms of trading, in terms of tactical sort of situational awareness with how they were trying to answer the early aggression from Monte, they didn't have the nades, they didn't have the aggression. It felt like they were just lacking bite. Super flat performance, but as you said, if they can kick things off here with a pistol, get themselves into a situation where they can really try and choke out the economy of Apeks, they have every chance to come back into this, but a lot of it falls upon this round, and they've got CacaNito to deal with his Julies.
Oh no. He's been eating a breakfast of nitro. He wants to blow them away. Dooley's in the back line. Will they clear it? Headshot connection onto the first. The right hook will go wide though, and SDY trades it back on the Glock. At least you've taken site control. You can punch in those digits and get the bomb planted, but the flashbang comes in early. Stico sprints in, swinging with the Doolies, looking for damage, but it's none to be found as Monte put the foot down and take that pistol.
That's exactly what they were looking for. Not just a pistol round win, but it's explosive. Their aim was on point. It didn't get close. It was one-sided. That's a confidence build around, but you've got to make sure that you don't slip and slide out of this force buy that will be coming up now from Apeks. So often do we see teams do this. That was crispy aim across the board. You highlighted it. They're very good at pistol rounds. They showed us why. And now you can see things start to change just a little bit. Actually, no full investment in this round from Apeks. Interesting. Full eco comes in from the CT side.
They just go for the stack. Whole squad at mid. No audio cue. They haven't ran towards the A site, so the player DP main wouldn't have got the information. Nork eats the grenade. SDY with a Mac 10 can farm a whole load of money as the Mac Daddy is back on the server for Monte.
It's going to make some Young feel a whole lot better right now. Padding those stats, money in the bank, $5,900 in his account as he replenishes some of that utility that was popped in there for the peak. And they may have gone for the stack, but it was the perfect weapon for the job, and Waro had his back covered as well. However, because of the eco, now M4s are in play on the side of Apeks. But Monte, this is a strong bonus to have. 4 rifles, tons of utility, and a Mac 10 still in play. There's also headless armor on Sense, so he could fall prey to that Mac 10. The Apeks certainly not out of the woods just yet.
That's close on connector as well, so potentially an angle where you might be fought by the weapon. A bit of a drive-by could come out. Aim punch sending you all over the shop if you eat those bullets straight to the cranium. Could go a bit awkward. They do go for the double face though. Krasnal on point in the pistol round. Slowed down by the nade, audio cue connection. Smoke goes up to block it off, so a 1-for-1 trade on the fight towards canals.
Expending a bit from the CTs as well, though, so they only have 1 smoke, 2 flashes, and a molly, which has just been tossed out with a minute left on the clock. A main smoke has cleared. They're going to get aggressive behind this. Stico and jkaem at different angles of aggression. Stico removing the head of Demk and forcing back Krasnal behind the smoke. So Apeks facilitating aggression because of a lack of utility. Very well played by them, but it puts Monte on the back foot. And whereas they had tons of time before, now there's only 40 seconds. And they still have to congregate together, pick up the bomb. This is all taking valuable time across. And CacaNito, in a bit of an off angle, isn't known just yet. This is starting to look a little bit dicey on the side of Monte.
Oh, you've got such a quick rotation. They're already down. Krasnal's about to get stabbed in the back. He has to turn, but time is ticking. That's the additional man on the server right now. Even if he finds one with a Galil, it's all about getting the bomb plant in. And CacaNito, he knows he can roam, finds the easy frag. jkaem holds against SDY. And Apeks, as soon as they get the rifles, they start to look confident again. 10-5.
Really nice aggression into Dark there, realizing the situation was dire on the site. If they all exploded out, CacaNito was against the world by himself. That's why they went for that aggression. Really nice buddy system into A main as well, and CacaNito making the most of it. He realized there was weakness there he had to exploit. Don't allow Monte to get comfortable. Don't allow him to get set up. And pushed on the back foot again, double digits for Apeks. Monte have a buy-in, but if they were to lose this, they'd be back onto nothing again. Apeks on the brink here, on the precipice of securing a 2-1.
The early utility from Apeks, designed to just make it uncomfortable for Monte early. If they were going for a quicker paced play towards A main, you're held back by the flashbang. Exchange of smokes, stripping a little bit more time off the clock. Oh, it won't matter though. Demka gets confident, walks his way through the first, but Nork's there with a nade, drops it straight on him. So it's another opening duel that they've won with not even a lick of damage back onto them. They're all full HP. SDY is the mid player on that CT side. He's trying his luck on the T half now. And he's peppered through the smoke.
Oof, jkaem with the A1S is laid down the law there, but you're already seeing Apeks having so much more confidence and aggression on their CT side. We didn't see this a single round on the side of Monte until the 12th, and that was because they had a trash buy anyway. Apeks already showing us the CT side of Anubis can be very aggro. And Sense behind the pillar, not requiring to go for a wide swing in. He has a teammate there, the buddy system's been erected, and now 4 players making moves over onto this side of the map as well. They have such a good read of the situation because of this rotation that nawwk has gone in for, and now Monte are basically screwed. They're walking into a stacked site with nothing alongside it, no grenades. And suddenly Young alone is about to run into the flank. At least deals with that one, dispatches of nawwk, but there's 10 seconds left, and there's not really anything he can do about it.
He's got to turn tail, run as fast as he can. There is a squad hunting this man down. Best case scenario with 11 HP, he limps his way through, clutching onto the Kalashnikov. Oh, last second territory for survival of one single weapon. But the way they're playing, I think you summed it up perfectly, right? It's just a difference of confidence. You're playing T on your CT half. You're able to cut down the map control, force out those rotations. As soon as you get a pick to play with, they're pushing for a little bit more. Stiko had the entirety of the A side of the map basically under his pocket in a matter of seconds. There was nothing they could do. Even on the entries as well, they had a flashbang that blinded the player on close left by pillar, but it all went skew if, it all went wrong. As soon as you've given up that one, they've just got so much more to work with. Oh no, Monte using their last time out here as well. And this really is do or die territory now. You're looking for things to turn around and have to be flawless all the way through the rest of the game. And I think if we're talking about flawless, that's kind of summing up the way Apeks are playing.
Yeah, played a really, really solid map of Anubis here, have Apeks, but I think also on the CT side, they're afforded these luxuries of getting aggressive because they know they have such a vast lead as well. They're really pushing and making the most of their advantages. A lot of teams will sit back, absorb and soak in the pressure and the atmosphere, but Apeks deciding the best course of action here is to get in the face of Monte. They're clearly not comfortable. And jkaem, with one, does a ton of damage to Young. But that is mid. It's now changed hands. There's no one else here on Apeks that can lock this down from mid itself. So Stiko's going to come up from the site, takes a little bit of damage of his own. Smoke has been deployed into cams, but they charge straight through.
You might have taken down the first head of the Hydra, but one more is waiting in its place, and that is nawwk. Strikes. The Viper takes down SDY. It's a 2 versus 2. CacaNito, he was a demon on their first half and wants to cause issues once again as he wreaks havoc straight in to guarantee match point for them. 12 is confirmed.
And this really does piggyback a lot off what you were saying before, Jackie, about CacaNito having this very good read of the game. And he also has the confidence in his own abilities to follow through. He had the idea, I've got to get aggressive onto the site and make sure, even if they do get a plant, I've at least neutralized one player so they can't get into post-plant positions. He catches him just off the plant, and that's the round done. CacaNito's moved up to about 18 kills in this game. It has not just been the jkaem show. This has been a collective effort from Apeks, and they've been looking fantastic.
Doing work on the server and bringing the vibes outside of the server as well. So animated, so explosive. Ooh, nawwk. Could be naughty with the AWP, takes his peek down on Connector, and Krasnal's removed into the 18th round where pressure is at an all-time high. You're fighting with only 4 on the side of Monte.
Maybe going out with a bit of a whimper here, Monte, the way things are looking. Molly onto the doors, jkaem comes out. The dangerous player to poke with a stick. You may not want him to exit his cave. And he maintains that player advantage. Stiko, not for the first time, getting some shenanigans, some aggression outside of A, and getting a lot of intel in the process. Needs to survive, though. If he goes down, then that's going to put a lot more pressure on this A side of the map, where currently they have nawwk laid in wait with his M4, or his AWP, pardon me. They can just hold positions here, Jackie, and it's going to be a case of Monte at some point. They're going to have to make a decision if they want to go through cams or maybe wrap around the back. But nawwk has this angle covered, and if Young peaks slow, he's going to get nailed by that AWP.
Got to be a fast swing. Oh, tries to throw off the crosshair with a crouch on a peak. Slightly delayed reaction, but still a connection nonetheless. And they're smoked off from camera. You're so paranoid as well because of the timing of Stiko. You knew that he pushed out. He could be anywhere at this point.
Yeah.
So it's a seed of doubt in the back of your mind, thinking we could get flanked from middle. Bro has to watch that angle. And it's just down to 15 seconds. Dying embers of this round. As long as nawwk finds one pick, worst case scenario, you get a bomb plant out of it. But even then, the round should be guaranteed for them. And he's not going to miss that one. All on Bro. Has the plant now. And it's too little too late. The game is gone with it, as it will go the way of Apeks.
Extremely one-sided map of Counter-Strike, and Apeks showing us that they absolutely deserve to be in that major contention. They've secured themselves bare minimum now the last chance qualifier spot as they move 2-1, but they obviously now in these best of threes it will become